Sorry about that. Where were we? Oh, right. Some perfectly nice homeless people just jumped me. Thing is, they had glowing eyes. And I remembered Yuri telling me something similar about the guard who released Shocker.
So Shocker was working for Lee? It's all connected.
There's more. But I guess we'll talk about it at dinner.
Yeah, see ya.
Dinner? What should I cook?
I'm gonna be honest, just cook some mac and cheese. What girl is gonna turn down a nice plate of hot and cheesy mac and cheese? If she don't like mac and cheese, she's a thought.
This station's simple, but really important. It measures toxins in the air, way more sensitive than anything the city has. Bad air hits children and the elderly first. This was a big one for my mom.
If his data is accurate, there's way too much sulfur dioxide in the air. I have a spidey hunch this is caused by inefficient engine exhaust. If I get some fresh samples, I can identify the make and model and report them.
And with that, welcome back to more Spider-Man for the PlayStation 4, everybody. Last time, we went to a demon base, and we actually got introduced to Silver Sable, who I'm actually going to be talking about a little bit this episode. But first, we're going to be doing some research stations. This is basically like the one we did in the previous episode, where you're just kind of going through the smog clouds. You just need to just kind of get some samples, and then we're going to, like, track down the car who's causing this. And that's pretty much it. This is a big reason why I don't really care as much for research stations as everything else, like, in terms of, like, side stuff, because I feel like the research stations are definitely the more guilty of the two when it comes to recycling what you're doing, compared to, like, well, I guess, like, with backpacks and, like, the networks, you're kind of doing the same thing, but at least, like, that is doing the same thing. With the research stations, they're making it seem like it's different, but it's really not, I guess is what I'm trying to get at. Yeah. So, yeah, that's kind of a big issue I have with it. I do like the research stations. Like, when they are different, they're really cool. Like, it's something I hope they... Maybe not exactly just do the research stations again, but do something similar. Be kind of cool, like... If, like, Kurt Connors is in the game, he has you doing, like, some stuff to, like, help catch, like, things to, like, stop the lizard from coming back. I don't know. It would just be something different, or helping him out. Just something new, you know? I wouldn't mind that. I do want the lizard in the sequel really bad, but, yeah. I don't know. I just think it'd be pretty neato burrito if the lizard was in it. I mean, they have, some villains they haven't used in this game, like... Sandman isn't used. Like, I know, there's an Easter egg later on, or it might be in this actual part, I don't know, where Peter gets it, and he's like, oh yeah, the Sandman's still trapped in this. So, I think the Sandman should come out and be a boss in the next game. I feel like there's a lot you can do with him in a game like this, you know. He could be like a giant, like, he turns into a giant, like, taller than the skyscrapers, you have to fight him. That'd be a cool boss. But then I kind of worry it'd be like a Shadow Colossus type boss, but made of sand. I don't know. Big bosses are weird, because I feel like big bosses can be really good, but when you're just, like, attacking a body part, it's really boring. Like, I love Kingdom Hearts 2, it's a great game, but some of its big bosses are really boring. Like, the giant boss in Pride Lands, in the second visit of Pride Lands, I mean, is really boring, I think. Really cool design, really good music, but that's about it. But yeah, that's pretty much the research station with that. You just chase the car, get pictures of it, and then you send it in, and they get in trouble with the law, because you shouldn't ever, you know, pollute.
Oh, hi, Doctor. How are you?
Parker, exciting news. Come by the lab.
Like now?
This is my defining moment. Can't wait to show you.
Cool. I've got dinner plans. Can I come by later?
Dinner can wait. You need to see this, Peter.
Okay. Be right there. Wonder if this means I have a job again. Guess I can stop by. Just for a minute.
I can see Doc being like, Peter, I have a great invention! Milk and cookies! Greatest invention ever. Gonna change the world, you know? I made a lot of food jokes in this part now I think about it, but still. Time for another research station.
Hey, Pete. So this station monitors water pressure down to the individual building. Structures above 4 stories use water towers to augment the city's system. The idea is to identify problems before they spread, you know?
Whoa. The pressure in this building's all over the map. I need to find out why. The water towers connect to the city's system at the 4-story mark. I'll scan the pipes, try to see where this starts.
And now,
Pipes are from over here.
with this
Who's
research
causing
station,
this?
we're
It's
basically just going to be, as he brought up, we're going to actually be just testing water pressure because the water pressure is pretty much going crazy at the moment. And if that happens, you know, you're out of water. And in a city like this, that would be a big deal because, you know, you need water to take a shower. You know, you don't want to stink. Make sure you always put deodorant, Melee players, and Yu-Gi-Oh players tend to too. And, yeah, it'd just be bad. So, as you see there, the water pipe, the water tower has busted. So what we're actually going to be doing, and I actually think this is cool, is you're actually going to shoot the leaks with web fluid, or just webs in general, I guess. And it will seal them. His webs must be incredibly... And I know how people are going to say to this. His webs must be incredibly strong. And then I immediately thought of in an earlier episode where he, like, stopped a helicopter with his webs and, like, a giant construction thing. So, yeah. While this is going on, there's not a lot going... Or, there's really not a lot going on. So, actually, I'm going to cover something I forgot to bring in the last episode. When we talked about, actually, I tell a lie, we didn't get introduced into Silver Sable in the last episode, so yeah, I guess I'll cover Silver Sable now, if I didn't, I don't remember if I did in the last episode, dang it, but we'll cover her now anyway. If so, I'll do it in abridged version. So Silver Sable, also known as Silver Slabanova, is an international mercenary, and in this game leads Sable, oh my god, Sable International, and she meets Spider-Man while training, trailing, I can't talk, the Black Fox, and her first appearance was in the Amazing Spider-Man issue 265, so yeah. I hope I brought that up. I don't remember. I hope I didn't, because if so, it's gonna be so boring to hear the same information again, but yeah. I probably did, and I'm gonna feel really dumb. I know that's what you're watching the video for, but still. Going in this research station, I do like these. Actually, these are pretty fun. There is a research station that you can do later on, and I may have brought it up, I'm not sure, where it's very similar to this, but you're shooting like vents, like on a tower, not a tower, but like a building. And I'm not really crazy about that one. That one's actually pretty annoying, because you can't really tell what's a vent and what's not. And I don't find, like, these research stations hard by any means. They're pretty simple, but yeah.
Now I ask, how many other heroes fight crime and fix your shower? And now Oscorp can't deny Harry Station's public utility meltdown.
Maybe Hydro Man's a villain, but he could technically, because he can, like, control water and stuff, I guess, but even then, yeah, talking about Hydro Man, I'm pretty sure he actually, I know he's in the 90s show. I'm trying to think of what his storyline was in that show. I feel like it involved a clone MJ, but I might be wrong on that. I haven't watched his episode in forever, but I actually remember seeing Hydro Man and thinking he was a fake character. I was like, oh, he's just a Sandman ripoff, you know, and yeah, strange. But, you're probably looking at the screen right now and wondering, what in the crap is this costume that we are wearing? And this is the Spider-Punk costume. So going into Spider-Punk, this suit is used by, obviously, Spider-Punk, who is an alternate version of Hobie Brown. It actually happened in the Amazing Spider-Man Volume 3, Issue 10. This suit, actually, its power is Rock Out, which basically just makes a big, like, blast, or shockwave, I guess. And it's, the best way I can describe it is, think of Donkey Kong's Final Smash in, like, Brawl or Smash 4, where he does, like, he plays the bongos. It's kind of like that, but better. And it relies on the power of rock and roll, so it's even better. Going into, like, Hobie Brown, he was actually bitten by a spider who was, he was bitten by a spider, there you go, who was irritated by illegal waste dumping, according to the wiki I read. I've never heard of Hobie Brown before, ever. So I'm assuming this arc isn't super huge, I guess. And, funny thing is he actually hates the name Spider-Punk, which I do like a lot. I think it's pretty funny. So yeah. Spider-Punk, I like this design. I think it's cool. I more like the clothes here, and I'm not really crazy about like the mohawk he has on his head. That's kind of like the part I don't like, and that's Rock Out. Rock Out is probably one of my more least favorite attacks to use in this game. And it's not because, like, I like the idea, like, it's cool, it's like he's using the power of rock and roll to, like, beat up bad guys, it's cool. but it's more just, I think it's kind of weak, and like while it is to cover like a little bit of ground, if like an enemy's kind of just far away, they can just easily get out of it, and it really doesn't do a whole lot of damage. So yeah, Spider-Punk, I like the costume, but the power is not my thing, to be honest. So yeah. But I know a lot of people who, when they found out this costume was in the game, were pretty excited. They're like, "Oh yeah, this costume's awesome." So it's definitely for like separate people. It's just not one of like my favorite costumes in the game, but I do think it's neat. If we're actually going to be talking Spider-Man costumes, because we have some time to kill till we go meet Octavius, I guess we'll talk about like favorite costumes wise. So I'm just gonna say this now. I'm in the majority on this, but my favorite Spider-Man costume is the symbiote suit, and I feel like that's common. It's so basic, but I love the black and white because I think it just fits like Spider-Man more. And I mean, a lot of people just know like the Venom storyline where he gets the symbiote and he wears the black and white suit. There's been a movie about it, Spider-Man 3. It's not very good, but it's been covered like in the 90s show and Spectacular. I don't actually know if it was covered in the MTV series. I admittedly never watched the MTV series. It just never really appealed to me. But yeah, I love the black and white suit. I know we talk like movie suits. The Homecoming suit's my favorite. But another suit I really like, I really like Miles' suit in the, well, I guess into the Spider-Verse and in the comics. I think it's really cool looking. It's definitely a favorite. I guess because it looks kind of close, or in terms of like color design. It has the whole like black, akin to like the symbiote suit. But his actually has more like red on it and stuff. But yeah, I really like Miles' suit. I actually think the Miles suit is better than the original Spider-Man suit. And that's saying something, because I love the original suit. I think it's amazing. Like, it's one of the most, like, iconic, suits, like, in fiction or in general, I think. Because everybody kind of knows Spider-Man, It's just, he's such a well-known, like, character. It's just cool. But, yeah, I really love the Spider-Man suits in general. Like, my least favorite, though, thinking about it, in this game, it's actually the negative suit. I don't really like that suit that much. I get why it's in the game.
How do you know we lost
but it's not my cup of tea, I guess. I don't know. I just don't think it looks that good. But at the top of my head, that's the suit I think of.
We really need to get better. Where did you get all this equipment?
Called in every last favor. Took out a few loans. It's like we're starting over once again. But this time's going to be different.
This time, we're gonna have black jacket hookers, but without the hookers. Actually, I can't see that happening because pretty sure. I don't know. Is Otto married in this universe? I know he is in the second movie, so I don't know.
You've been busy.
Just getting started. Until now, we've been looking at prosthetics from the wrong perspective. Why restore people to what they were when we can make them better? Okay, I think that should do it. You ready?
Everything okay?
Damn it! This is all your fault, Norman, you son of a...
Well, I know who you're not voting for in the next election. Sorry. I have a habit of making bad jokes in tense situations.
It was a good joke, Parker. Just a bit of an overreaction on my part.
No, don't worry. Why don't you take a break? I'll clean this up and get us ready for another test. So, hope you don't mind me asking, but it seems you and Norman have a bit of a history.
We were lab partners in college. Became friends. Decided to start a business. We both had visions of changing the world, just in different ways.
Wait, You were at Oscorp when it started?
I'm half the reason it's called Oscorp. In grad school, everyone called us the O's. Add Corp to that, and, well, it is a catchy name.
Well, why'd you leave?
Norman became more and more obsessed with genetics. He started a project I considered unethical. And there was this... Anyway, lawyers got involved. I chose to leave in exchange for a settlement. But that money didn't last very long. I've relied on grants ever since. If this project doesn't work...
Don't worry. It'll work. Let me just fix this up.
I'll brew some fresh coffee. Be sure to run a diagnostic on the control unit. Could be a short.
No good. Gotta reroute this circuit.
So yeah, I love I brought it up, but I really love the guy who, and off the top of my head I can't think of his name at the moment, but the guy who plays Otto in this game does such a good job. Oh my god, he's fantastic. People say Yuri Lowenthal is the best voice actor in this game, and while he does a very good job, don't get me wrong, the guy who plays Otto is so good. I legit think he's the best voice actor in the game. I'm just being perfectly honest with you here. I love his performance a lot, and he gets better throughout the game, which is crazy. But I'm not trying to like talk bad about Yuri in this. He's for sure up there with Otto. They're both really good. It just, I think when the voice actor for Otto can get that angry emotion out, like for the Otto character, it's really good, and I really like it a lot, and yeah. But in Otto's, like, arc in this game is really good, too, but we'll learn more about that in the future, but it's still fantastic, you know. But yeah, so they're working more and more. We're actually gonna, well, I'll get into that later. But we're learning more about, like, Otto's history, you know, how he helped create Oscorp with Norman, and I love that they're called the O, because it makes me think of cereal. It's like Cheerios and stuff like that, you know. But, it's funny. We're actually just gonna skip this, because I think I do need to apologize. I was running out of time for recording when I was doing that.
Oh, why don't you do the honors this time?
I think we did it.
Next step, neural interface.
That's a lot of work for you to do by yourself. Sure you can handle it?
Apparently not, judging by today's debacle.
Because I still haven't found another job.
My funds are still...
I know. It's okay. Don't worry, I'll figure it out. What's a few bucks when you're trying to change the world, right?
To changing the world.